Good morning, good evening, people, and welcome to a scene for Edessa the Dark Crusade. Tonight's scenes, we'll see Mahashid coming back after having a little interesting night session within the court. She has left behind their gangrel brother who seemed to be very adamant on observing his rival Ravnos, and Mashib has decided that before going to see her clanmate of Clan Cappadocian, she should report what has transpired of the meeting. And this is where we will start our scene as Mashid enter the territory outside the city that belongs to the wildlings.
It'll probably take her a few seconds to find Shoshana, just because she doesn't make it a habit to hang out in the more ruined area of their haven. Rather, she knows by now that finding Shoshana when she's home involves going around and checking out the underground rooms. And that's where she is at the moment. She appears to be carving something into the handle of a dagger with a small knife.
And silently, Mashid will approach and will sit on a bench not far from Shoshana, waiting for her cutlery mate to, well, finish what she is doing.
Shoshana will look up. She doesn't look like she took the time to really finish it up before she addressed her coterie mate, though a closer look at the thing just shows that she's carving writing onto it. Nothing particularly ornate or fancy. Oh, hello.
Mother, and she nods.
She smiles. How goes it?
Well, I've been to the city after the rat brought the message to see what happened and transpired. I was with Gottfried to a great, well, great for a city, I would guess. A great palace that mortals use to dwell with their power. It appears that the Prince of Jerusalem has sent his representative, who apparently loves to have titles more long than some of my books.
Shoshana smiles a little bit, but shakes her head, as if the thought of a dead creature clinging to titles was silly to her. Yes, and what did he have to say?
Ezekiel of Clan Nosferatu, protector of the holy city, blessed by God and Cain, and so forth, has made it clear that he will be the one making the decisions around here for the behalf of his lord. And as his first command outside of declaring an Elysium of this castle, he has proposed, or rather, he offers freely and without any intent malice. And she kind of smirks at the obvious irony that one that would wish to hail the barony and be his servant might come forth, and that anyone could actually take the title of Baron if they so wished. For we, the kindred of the city, would have to place a silver coin in different urns to see who we would seek as a Baron and as a servant for the Prince of Jerusalem.
I see. So he already comes looking for subjects then. Have you any interest in the position?
I am not really interested in holding a barony. Having to see of the well-being of my clan and Viscolri is all that I need for now. I do not seek power over a city. Cities dies and the desert remains. I do not seek to engage myself in a city that will die anyway.
He nods. 'Tis fair.
However, there is one that has made the move. The one that dwell in the shadows of Gottfried's hatred. The Ravnos king has made his first step.
She sort of raises a brow at this. In my travels, I'd never encountered a Ravnos king. Most of them are performers or merrymakers or scoundrels.
And liars and thieves and dogs.
She looks up. Oh,
Yeah,
good.
you'll see him coming in a little more heated, a little angry.
She glances them over. What troubles you?
That this imposter would even dare think of himself as nobility, as the right to rule.
It is true, he seemed very adamant on his benevolence as a lord.
I cannot vouch for the truthfulness of any of those statements. She looks back at Gottfried. Though perhaps you can. Do you have a history with this individual?
I have met him a few times, and none of them have been pleasant. If I could, I would send him to the realms of the dead and be forgotten with him. But he is under the same protection as I am.
She nods. I've no interest in the politicking, but ensure the rest of our family knows so that nobody makes the mistake of falling for his tricks.
Oh, I will.
Good. Have you any interest in the position, Gottfried?
No, no, no. My place is not on a throne with daggers at my back.
Have the Magister make their moves to seek the throne.
Let the Shadowmancers fight for it. These seem hungry.
They presented a very unified face when I met them. 'Tis only a matter of time before they begin tearing themselves apart like dogs.
They've already started.
Really now?
Well, you've missed it. One of their own called out Ulrich, criticized him, put him down, shamed his name, shamed his clan.
You say a Lasombra shamed the Lasombra clan?
Indeed, and he seemed quite proud of it.
She looks fairly surprised.
That seems very strange.
One would think a supposed main clan would want to back their own and keep themselves unified.
Hmm. Those who dwells in shadows generally cannot trust each other. They are hungry for power, hungry for acceptance by the others. We cannot trust each other and we cannot support each other. Just like the Vantrus, there can be only one sitting on a throne. They can only stab each other until one remains.
Yes, I've seen that we've acquired a venture now. I'm surprised that he didn't speak up.
He still has time to decide.
Indeed.
Hmm. Eric, out of character, hasn't JC also made a claim for the barony?
Did he? I think he said he didn't do it yet because it was his first scene.
Oh, okay. Okay, I had a doubt for a second. Hmm. Well, we will probably have to wait and see if others make the claim for this barony. But I would trust Gottfried's judgment on the Ravnos. However, I am not comfortable with the shadow growing on Odessa.
Indeed, I would imagine they would remove what little freedom we have in this city. It would be a shame to see such a promising prospect immediately gone to waste.
I'm not a politician, but if we could get others to sign up, it would create such a division among each other that they would be fighting a little bit harder just for those scraps.
Hmm. True. But then we would have the need of a rightful candidate to shine within this darkness.
It seems we have many scholars, but not many kings.
Hmm.
Those among us seek power in the truer sense. Nothing a silly title can grant. In some senses, that is unfortunate. She smiles.
Agreed. I have no taste for the materialism of some self-imposed authority.
Though I would imagine whoever wants power would quite like the favor of our family. We have numbers, more than enough to sway a vote.
Hmm.
Oh, I believe Ulrich or one of his others would probably seek us out to sweet talk us.
Hmm. That indeed they would do. Hmm.
Which was the shadow that spoke up against him?
Oh shit, what was his
Um, I left before, but I think you're thinking of the
name?
merchant.
Yeah. Was it Fabio the merchant?
Yeah. No, 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 no. Go on, I'll find you the name. Eh, I can find it for now, but yeah, it's the merchant, the one, probably, probably the one that didn't look like a warrior, the merchant.
Yes, he introduced himself. I believe it's Fabio.
Shoshana seems unimpressed. Unlike the other shadows, he did not even bother to introduce himself to me. The way I see it, he has already started on many wrong foots.
Mm.
The knight seems acceptable, from all that I've seen of him. But I'm unsure if his relationship with the rest of his clan is very good.
Mm.
Only time will tell.
That is true.
And what of this red man?
Mm. Ah, yes, the red man.
Something says Malkavian, but I am not sure.
There is this person, mother, that came after the son of a prince left, marked by the red and gore of life, speaking in riddles, talking about the silence that needed to be made, otherwise he would listen. Apparently he lives in the city for quite a long time, more than my clanmates.
Interesting. He may be somebody that we'd want to reach out to then.
But he does seem a little unhinged.
Generally, those who have been touched have certain ways to them. If you know how their madness work, you can have a proper conversation, even if this one indeed seems more, well, bathed in gore than the others that you generally see. I will perhaps see this imam that seems to have a salubrian hospitalier with it. There might be something interesting there.
Having the friendship of the Salubri is always good. They are one of the few clans that I trust.
I would like to meet one. Just simply to talk.
Mm. His brother presented himself as an imam. I do not think it will be very hard to find him and seek an audience with his brother.
A religious leader. Most interesting.
At least I will have someone to talk to. That could spark an interesting debate.
There's always much to debate in the pursuit of knowledge.
She smiles. True.
And I agree. It would be a good idea for all of us to reach out to this imam and his friends. As for the shadows, keep a careful watch on them. We may find some openings with which to split them up and ensure that they're weaker because of it.
She will Miship will nod to Shoshana, and she places her hand over her heart. I will go back to my studies, Mother. I still need to see if the blood speaks to me. Perhaps there is something that can be explored through my visions.
She will nod. Very well. Your brother and I have been working on fixing this place up a bit. All of the rooms should at least have bedrolls, if not beds. Make yourself comfortable.
She looks a little bit around, probably noticing for the first time the arrangement that has been made. Ah, I see. If needed, after I study the ways with my master, I will have some more tireless workers to arrange this place.
I look forward to seeing your progress.
Indeed.
And with that, she will also place her hand over her heart as she nods to Gottfried, and she will retire herself to her studies. And unless Gottfried and Shoshana wants to continue to talk, I guess we can call this a scene.
Works for me.
Alright, then I guess thank you players for playing, watchers for watching, and we will catch you next time on the amazing adventures of the wildlings.